you again for tuning in to the Chris Show. So good that it needs to be stated twice. So as I've been doing these new music reviews, I've been noticing that a lot of people that have been watching my videos have not been subscribed. So at this time, if you enjoy the content I deliver on a consistent basis, please make sure you're subscribed. And if you want, you can turn on the notification bell for all my videos, so when I do drop, you can like and participate in the comment section. The album that we are reviewing this week. So the album that we are reviewing this week is called The Voice of the Heroes. It's Lil Baby and Lil Durk's joint album. There wasn't that much talk about the album before the first single, Voice of the Heroes, dropped. I won't lie, I was excited for the project because I'm a big Lil Baby fan. I think he's one of the best new artists out. He's consistent. I just like his flow, his style. He makes good music. And Lil Durk, he's someone that I listen to, but I haven't really dig deep into, so I was happy to see what his potential is with Lil Baby. But when it comes to joint albums, I do understand that not everyone's gonna be able to make a Watch the Throne. I know that everyone's not gonna be able to make a classic like Watch the Throne. It's hard to make a cohesive album with someone else. You have to understand their styles, their vision, their lyrics. They may not be the same. It may not flow as well. You just never know until you do the joint album together. The first sign to me that this may not be the best project ever was the fact that when I went to listen to the album, I saw that there was 18 songs, and that's my first red flag / issue. I don't think joint albums should be more than max 12 songs. I feel like you should be in the 8 to 12 range. I even feel like this with albums in general. I'm just like, when I start to see 18 tracks, there's usually at least 3 to 5 songs you're just like, did you really need to put this in the rotation? Did we really need to hear that? Is this what was considered a viable song or classic song to you to go on the album? I'm starting to appreciate albums that have a clear picture, a clear mind, a clear agenda, and it gets it done handedly and well. So as I was listening to this album on its first run, the main thing that I noticed was there was no cohesiveness. I just felt like I was listening to 18 songs of Lil Baby and Lil Durk. Some were serious, some were... I just feel like from each song to the next, whether it was talking about his struggles or not trusting people or just going through shit, I just felt like it was an album that wasn't really thought up. It was more so, let's just drop a bunch of songs, let's see what sticks, let's see what doesn't. And it kind of played into the album for me because it just felt like it was one song to the next. Like, I wasn't able to identify, oh, this is what this song is, this is what that song is. If you just were listening to the album, you may not even know when the next song is or when that is. It didn't feel like each song was that very different from the rest. Maybe that could be part of the production and they wanted to keep it cohesive. I'm not sure, but I did not get that feeling from listening to this album. Now, are there some songs that are really good, that are really enjoyable? Yes, but when you consider that it's 18 songs, I don't think all 18 songs are something people are going to want to listen to. I think this is an album that we're going to come away with like 5 songs that we really like. And this is just a personal opinion. I've given Rod Wave many of chances, but I like, everyone likes their somber music or sad music, but I don't know what it comes to with Rod Wave, but I just cannot vibe to it. I am not a fan. I even tried on this album. It's not it for me. That was one of the low points of the album. Also, that medical song, the chorus was just horrible to me. I could not vibe to it. As far as songs that I enjoyed, I liked the one with Young Thug. I really liked Lying, How It Feels, Okay. Who I Want was pretty good as well. Still Hood, and Hats Off. I'm a Travis Scott fan, so that one, it's easier for me to start to like it a little more. And I don't mind Voice of the Heroes, but I also don't know why it was the first song they dropped as a single. It definitely could have had better songs released, but I guess it's the name of the album. It gets you talking or thinking about the album, so I can understand it in that perspective. But overall, man, I felt myself forcing myself to listen to this album on the first run. Like I said, I've listened to the first few songs. I'm like, okay, this is good. But as you went through like tracks 5 through 10 or 10 through 15, I just started to feel like, what was the message of this album? What were they trying to do? It just felt like they were dropping a bunch of songs to see what would be singles, what wouldn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you do an album like that, I don't want it to be 18 songs. You need to get it down to 8 to 10, 12 max. I can understand, but yeah. I want to know how you guys feel. Make sure you listen to the whole album. Typically with albums, I like to go song by song by song by song, and I usually take notes, but with doing this project, it just felt like every song, when I was writing notes or trying to do something, they weren't different enough for me to, oh, this song gave me this, or this song gave me that. I just felt like it was two niggas rapping, whatever the beat or whatever the song was, and then they moved on to the next song. Maybe the chemistry wasn't there. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's chemistry, cohesiveness, effort, songwriting, the chorus. Something is missing from this album for me. So would I say this album's a 3 out of 10? No, I would not say that. Is it maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10? I'm starting to lean towards that range. It's definitely not a 7 or 8 because there's too many skippable songs. There's too many skippable songs to be a 7 or 8 for me. But I also will say the production does sound better in a car. I listened to a few of the songs in the car while I was on my way home from something else. So that is something we need to factor or listen to. This might just need to be an album you play in the car, you play at a party, you play it out. But as far as, you know, just listening to the album on my headphones or just trying to get a feel or vibe to this album, I did not comprehend it. I did not feel this was a complete album, a comprehensive album, an album that you're gonna go out of your way to keep listening to. We're gonna find 3 to 5 songs off this album. That's what we're gonna play and listen to, and then eventually we're gonna move on. That's how I feel with this album. You guys let me know in the comment section. Am I being too hard on Lil Baby and Lil Durk? Do you guys actually feel this album is way harder than it is? Do you think it's better than a 5 or 6 out of 10? Am I being too harsh on the songs that are skippable because the songs that are good are good? Do you agree with me that Medical might be the worst song? Are you guys Rod Wave fans? I just, like I said, you've heard what I've had to say. I think 3 to 5 songs tops is what people are going to come away with this album, and it's going to be a forgettable one. But as you know of Chris, I'm going to give you the news whenever the news is there, and if there is no news, I'm going to give you guys some hip-hop updates. As the movies start to open up more, I'm going to start doing more movie reviews, potentially movies that I can go to the theater for, or some that I could watch at home. This is why you need to make sure to subscribe. You have a notification bell for all my videos, so as soon as I drop them, you can like and participate in the comment section. This Chris, I'm out. This motherfucker.